Hey everybody, as we head into the 4th of July this weekend, there's been a lot of conversation surrounding America and freedom lately. Now, there have been people saying that it's their freedom as Americans to do what they want or what they're comfortable with and not wear masks or do wear masks or anything. And, even going back to the original 4th of July all those years ago, how do you resolve the fact that people were fighting for freedom while also literally keeping slaves? Even more confusing is that a lot of these people, both back then and now, claim the name of Jesus, but then also talk about how they get to do whatever they want, no matter what. To me, it honestly just sometimes doesn't make sense. See, today's Beatitude is all about mercy, and it's a different kind of mercy than the one we usually think about. In Matthew 5:7, Jesus says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." Obviously, when we think about mercy, we think about being kind, having a no worries attitude, not letting anything bother us, forgiving people when they wrong us quickly, or just generally kind of being nice. However, the kind of mercy that Jesus is talking about here isn't a passive. It's actually, the original word is the active form of the word, which means that you're actively going out and being merciful. The main difference there is, instead of sitting around and waiting for someone to do something wrong so you can forgive them really quickly, is you're going around and finding opportunities to be merciful for people. What this could look like in life is going out of your way to bless others. I mean, your parents been stressed out at work or having a lot on their plates, do dishes without them asking, help out around the house, or offer to cook dinner even. I mean, it doesn't have to be good. Spaghetti's not that hard to make. Or if you go to Sevens after the beach, buy an extra musubi and offer it to someone outside who looks hungry. This is an out-of-the-way kind of mercy, a kindness that is supposed to be inconvenient. I mean, after all, isn't this what Jesus did for us? Jesus didn't wait for us to come to him. Jesus came down to forgive us while we were still sinners. While we were still in opposition to Jesus, doing whatever we wanted, going around, messing up, being rude, he came down to show us mercy. Not because of anything that we've done, but because of who he is. This kind of active mercy is not a moralistic show-off or a holier-than-thou flex, but an outflowing of the love and forgiveness that Jesus showed us. Jesus illustrates kind of the same idea a little later in Matthew 18 in the parable of the unmerciful servant. So, some dude owes the king $1 billion, and the guy obviously can't pay it. So the guy goes to the king and he begs, and he's like, "Please, I can't pay this debt, can you just forgive me?" And the king says, "Okay, yeah, your debt is forgiven." So he's stoked. It's he would have had to work four lifetimes, working 5 jobs to ever pay it off. And he's like, "That's insane, let's go." And then he leaves and he ends up bumping into someone who owes him $20, and he gets all nuts and he starts beating him up. He's like, "Hey, pay me back." And do you not see how that's hypocritical? The king finds out and brings the guy back and makes him "Hey, you're gonna work until you can pay it off." And it's just man, as followers of Jesus, we know that our entire lives have been forgiven. All the wrong that we've done, all the things that we could never pay back, have been forgiven in this active mercy that Jesus offered us. And so for us to not turn around and offer it to others is kind of wild. Doesn't make any sense. There's this culture of "I'll help you only if you help me first" that a lot of us buy into, but that's kind of antithetical to what Jesus calls us to do. Ultimately, mercy boils down to showing others the love of Jesus, to feed them, to help them, to show them appreciation, even when, and sometimes especially if, they don't deserve it. Because if we think that mercy only applies to us, we don't understand what mercy really is. Have a safe 4th of July. Don't do too much fireworks. They're bad for birds. All right. See ya.